Hello, my name is Martins. I'm happy to be here. Currently, I'm a business analyst student at London School of Emerging Technologies, and I'm here again to share my thoughts on the topic um, that is very, very dear to me as a business analyst. Um, and it's one of the roles which a business analyst perform in a project, and that is requirement and stakeholder gathering. But however, the topic we're going to be talking about is just on a requirement and stakeholder types. So what are requirements and what are different types of requirements? You have requirement essentially, a requirement is essentially the client's needs. The need of the requirement will transform into a solution in various forms and shapes as it progresses from one stage. So, like I said earlier, part of the job of a BA is to gather requirements. And like I also said, a requirement is essentially the client's needs. And we have different types of requirements. We have functional requirements, and then we also have non-functional requirements. Um, if we further broke it down, we have solution requirements, transition requirements, stakeholder requirements, and then business requirement. But ideally, as a BA, you must know that we have two types of requirement, which is functional requirements and non-functional requirements. For the functional requirements, the requirements that are more or less like the features of the solution, which has been agreed upon to be deployed in the course of identifying a need. While the non-functional requirements are requirements that involves the performance of the solution, involves the scalability of the solution, and the rest. So, business requirements. This is a statement of the enterprise goals, objectives, or needs at high level. Business requirements are those that pertain to the needs of the organization as a whole, not to groups or stakeholders within the organization. Um, uh, Same being stakeholder requirements. Stakeholder requirements are statements of the requirements of a particular stakeholder or group of stakeholders, which, like I've mentioned earlier, are requirements which every individual in the project brings to the table in the course of finding the solution to a problem, or you want to carry out a change. Solution requirements, on the other hand, describe the characteristics of the solution that meets the business requirements and the stakeholder requirements. Functional requirements, the functional requirements describe the capabilities that the system will be able to perform in terms of its behavior or operations. I've mentioned that before. Why the non-functional requirements? These are the non-functional requirements do not directly pertain to the behavior or the functionality of a solution, but rather describe the conditions under which the solutions must remain effective, such as capacity, speed, security, etc. Transition requirement. It describes the capabilities that the solution must possess to facilitate transition from the current state of the enterprise to a desired state in the future. Then stakeholders and types. Of course, like I've mentioned before, one of the roles of a BA is to manage stakeholders. And in a project, there are different stakeholders. And each stakeholder also have the various interests and need in a project. So what are the types of stakeholders? We have project stakeholders, business stakeholders, third-party stakeholders, negative stakeholders. However, a stakeholder is somebody or group of individuals or organizations who are directly or indirectly affected by the proposed IT solution. And for a BA, you must understand that and understand that it is key. Finally, break down the different stakeholders. Under there, we have the business analyst, the project manager, the development team, the testing team, the operations team. For business stakeholders, we have the project manager, business owner, business sponsor, executive sponsor, operations team, end user. Then for third party stakeholders, auditors, focus group, manufacturers, outsource legal specialists, and lastly, the negative stakeholders, which are competitors, hackers, development team, political party, and public opinion. Thank you.